Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I think you can hear me? I'm really unsure tonight if you can hear me right now. I'm experimental configuration tonight. Experimental configuration that's probably gonna maybe fill my hard drive up really fast, I'm realizing. So basically what I'm doing now, if you can all hear me. Hey, you can hear me, that's awesome. So what I'm doing tonight is I'll check my storage first. 30 gigabytes. There's some noise. Oh, let me reduce the noise. Next week. Yes. Okay, is the noise better now? The noise might be better now. Well, there's gonna be a hissing sound. Pump noise should be rapidly decreasing after the event is done. Pump noise is probably not. It's the turbo one. It's the turbo spinning down here. You know what? You can all listen to the turbo pump spinning down. Do you enjoy listening to the turbo pump spin? Do you enjoy listening to the turbo pump spin down? I'm sure this is great quality content here. Okay, that's enough turbo pump spin down noises. Okay, music is louder than me. You know, we'll just, the stream has started. We can go to a different page. There we go. Okay. Turbo whine. Okay, how are my audio levels? Do my audio levels sound good? I hope so. What's going on with the stream? Well, I'm recording some footage I think I'm gonna rather like. So, oh, it's already up to 151 megabytes. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am, let's see here. I am recording all of the cameras individually. So theoretically, when I do something like this, and I have two cameras at once, I am getting a separate recording of each of them so that I can use them independently later, which I think is kind of cool. So that's the change in the streaming setup. Well, I mean, other than like the entire room and all the lights and the generality of everything I've been doing for the stream, but specifically in OBS. That's the difference in OBS tonight. So we'll see how that goes. This does mean I am making more data more faster, to use the most scientific terminology possible, right? So I should probably just move a few files, but I'm just gonna get that started and then we'll keep going. I have extra ports for this, right? Somewhere. No, I do have an extra Type-C port. And I even think it's a fast one, so we'll try to use that. So, how's my audio doing now? Is it like okay now that I have like the pump running and all that stuff? Hopefully it's okay now. Let's see here. Where is my stuff? My stuff is under the movies folder. So we're going to take some of this stuff. We're going to move it. Moving files? Gasp! Let's see here. Let's move some files around. You look like maybe a big file. Are you a big file? Yeah, you're a 50 gigabyte file. Okay, let's move like 3 of them. That should do us a whole lot of good. Why is the hard drive not showing? You can still hear the pump. That's weird. What is going on? Oh, it's not even on. The microphone, I don't even know what audio input it's using right now. I have no idea how y'all are hearing me at all. I've literally, ta-da. How's that? Did we fix the audio issue? I don't think, the microphone wasn't on. The microphone wasn't on. I don't know what microphone it was using. That's fun. Cool. Okay, you probably can hear me way better now. Awesome. Okay. Good troubleshooting. Off to an excellent start with the troubleshooting. Just nailing the troubleshooting. Okay. I am very glad that we managed to nail that. Not compress. I just want you to move these files, please. Okay, it's copying 100 gigabytes. We'll get back to that. Okay, how's everybody doing tonight? Who all we got here tonight? I see Maria. I see Meow. Who else we got here? What do you all want to start with? I mean, I can kind of start with showing the new studio setup off a little bit. Like I got my lights on tracks. Like, isn't that just fun? Isn't that just so much fun? Look at this. This is amazing. And then it goes up and it goes down. And it stays wherever I want it. So when we're digging into this microscope here, I've got amazing illumination, and it's going to be so good. And I'm so excited. So that's the lights. Well, that made a sound. That's probably normal. And then I got my acoustic absorbing wall in the background, you know? That was really fun to build a few years ago. We got the 6D here on our, what is this? This is like a 16 millimeter lens or something. It's also manual focus, so here, let's just switch to just the 6D. Now, so that we can kind of get more in focus there. This is our R6. This is going to be kind of one of our mobile cameras. If we want some just absolutely outstanding, I am aware that you couldn't hear me for a second there. Ta-da! You can hear me. I had to add the audio to the source. So this is a Logitech C920 webcam. I like them so much because you can do manual exposure controls. I don't have that installed yet. That was a slight oversight before starting the stream. So, but we do have our little webcams that we can use. Oh, I need to add the other thing to this thing, which is an important thing to add to the thing, which is the thing that does the recording thing. So let me just add, well, I have a source record for it. I just need to like set it up right, because I've learned that like, I've learned how to get source recording working. Source recording is interesting. If you don't tell it that the maximum record time is not 0, it won't record. But the default is 0. So the default is don't record anything. So sure, just default to not working. That's awesome. I love it. It's great. Absolutely great. And I figured that out like between starting the stream and now is when I figured that out. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Okay, that should be recording now. Let's see if that's recording now. That's recording now. I love it. Okay, next question. Did we successfully move all of the files that we wanted to move? I don't know yet. Let's find out. Date modified. You think, man, you think that that would work? You think that it would show the date added? I guess it needs to be date added. Well, date added doesn't even show anything. That's cool. Thanks. Thank you. Okay, we're just gonna have to like compare things slightly manually. What is chat saying? Yes, the microscope is self-luminous with an angelic light source, and that is why it is glowing brightly. No other possible reason that the microscope is so bright. It's not that the Logitech C920 built-in autofocus or auto exposure algorithms are slightly confused by illumination. Well, that's probably more that it's confused by how dark the background is. Okay, we should delete some files before I run out of hard drive space. I'm glad that I've managed to start 2 streams now with file management. I'm doing great. Like I'm doing so good. Okay, 2025 11 21 22 21-40. Okay, that is definitely here. We can move that to the trash. 2025 11 20 23 56 21. That is definitely here. We can move that to the trash. Yeah. 29.87, 29.87. Yep, we can definitely move that to the trash. Okay, put that in the trash. Goodbye. 2025-11- Ooh, are you not here? Oh, no, you're here, aren't you? 2025-11-18, 22-28, 14. And that's 38 gigabytes. Yep, you're definitely 38 gigabytes, right? You're 38 point... You're 23 gigabytes? Do I have... Was I just looking... Okay, you're 23.05 gigabytes. I was just looking at the wrong file. I can also definitely move you to the trash. Goodbye. Well, not really. I mean, I have another copy, right? And now we can empty the trash. Empty the trash. Yay! We're not going to fill the hard drive up tonight, I don't think. I mean, I am recording like 4 feeds at once, 5 feeds at once right now. It's fine. My CPU utilization is up to 34%. It usually was only at like 5%, but it's a Mac Mini. It's like pretty good at this, so I'm not complaining. Let's see here. Okay. Look at, we're doing things. We're doing stuff and things. It's great. Okay. Shall we actually start doing something now? What M series? What do you mean what M series? It's a Logitech C920 webcam. M series. Oh! My computer. It's a great question. I think it's an M4. I think. That would make sense, right? What are you? Why don't you tell me what... Well, I went to device info, and device info said Mac Mini. So that's great. Thanks, Apple. But I do know that I do know that I'm just in the wrong menu. This thing's actually kind of great. It's doing great at this, considering the price. Like, it's kind of amazing how good the GPU in this thing is. Yeah, it's an M4. It's an M4, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's only got 500 gigs internally on the hard drive, but that's just what was available when I bought it. That's because I needed it like now. When I bought it, I was like, it needs to show up in my hands in an hour, or don't want it anymore, which is a great way of making electronics purchasing decisions. But yeah, it does say in settings. I was just like in completely the wrong settings menu. I searched for it, and it brought me to like a network menu or something. But it's an M4. It's an M4, 500 gigabyte, 16 gig Mac Mini, and it's great. I like it. Okay, let me just do one more thing, and then we'll actually start. Like actually start. Crazy, I know, right? Starting things. I have a Thunderbolt SSD connected to it right now. It's great. That's why the stream is continuing. Oh, and this one went to sleep, and we can bring that back real quick. Tax law limited camera, absolutely love it. Thank you, 2010. Why won't you start? I need to get more of the R series. Like R series cameras are great. This one, it's a good stills camera. Okay. For real this time? For real? So, what are we gonna be doing to the microscope tonight? We're basically gonna be starting at the power input. And we're not gonna get distracted by the little guy that I got left here. Say hi to the little guy. It's from a grocery store like a couple blocks away. Well, it's not there anymore, but that's different drama. Okay. Microscope. So I've got two options. AC power distributions in the back of the microscope. It is right here. So I can either bring the camera and lights to here, or I can just turn the microscope around because I have a pallet jack. I'll bring the camera over here real quick just so you can just so you can check it out, just so you can see what we're looking at before I move with the pallet jack. But I'm kind of thinking I'm just gonna use the pallet jack unless somebody yells at me in chat and is like, oh my gosh, don't use the pallet jack. We love the angle of the microscope so much and we're gonna leave the stream if you use the pallet jack. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna bring a light with us. We can just do that now. Why did that knock that? Oh, because of the cable. Okay, that's fine. So, that box that has already been partially taken apart is this microscope's AC power distribution. And I can also bring another light over. Isn't this great? I love bringing lights over. Look how well illuminated this power distribution is. So I'm going to probably have the camera kind of on tripod as I work on some of this. So I probably want more room for the tripod. So I'm thinking I'm going to flip the microscope around. So this is like where the AC power distribution starts, and then it kind of keeps going. It keeps working its way through the microscope. So that's our input right there. These go to a bunch of different things. I have the diagram. I'll have to go get that. The diagram is on a plate that's not currently attached. But it's like PC, monitor, roughing pump, like all that stuff is like what all these plugs are. We got a couple different circuit breakers. We got some contactors. And then this whole plastic box right here, this entire plastic box is the EMO. It shops at Hot Topic and it likes to dye its hair black. No, I'm joking. It's the emergency off. And this is the what's the standard called? It's like semi something. It's like a semiconductor standard EMO. These connectors are. And so there's actually like an EMO button on the microscope up there, but basically this has got its own circuit breakers because it's got to have its own current over current protection. Two different 24-volt DC power supplies, two different contactors, and so these kind of work together. It starts up one and it starts up the other, and that's kind of how this thing like latches on. So we'll kind of work our way through that. Maybe we'll draw a little bit of a circuit diagram of that, and then we got the big clunky thing up here. This is that's the main chunk over current protection for the whole microscope back here. And I'm pretty sure that's more or less directly on the inputs. Maybe the power filter back there is first. I don't quite know yet. That's kind of what we're going to figure out tonight. So yeah, AC power distribution. And so AC power distribution, kind of for the like a lot of it comes over to here. Okay, so this box is the DC power supply. So we're going to be in part working our way from the AC box to the DC box. Additionally, though, there are a few other things I believe. Actually, there might not be. There might not be on this one. I don't know. I think the ion pump controllers in this one are actually 48 volt DC, if I recall correctly. Let's find out. Let's get some light right over here. Power input. Come on, focus, please. Focus, please. Please. Yay. Power input. 48 volts DC. Yep, okay, so those are DC. I know that's DC. Is the Spellman DC too? I think the Spellman's also DC input on this one. Yes, Spellman's 24 volt DC input on this one. Focus, please. Focus, please. Thank you. Oh, you're so close. You know what? Manual focus it is. Ta-da! 24 volts DC. So Spellman's DC. Our ion pump controllers are DC. That's our ion pump controllers there. I know the stage is DC. So what's not DC? I know what's not DC. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what's not DC. The bake-out heaters are probably not DC. But that's an assumption, and we're going to check our assumptions. So yeah. What's the vote on rotating the microscope? Do we want to rotate, or do we want to see me suffer and work behind the microscope right now? I think rotate, because then you all got to watch me use a pallet jack, and using a pallet jack is fun. So I think we're going to use a pallet jack, and we're going to spin this thing around so that we've got the AC area kind of facing us. Pretend there's a poll in the chat, right? Like isn't that what people do? Put polls in the chat. Can I do that? Can I do a poll? I can start a poll. Rotate the microscope. Yes, no. God damn. It doesn't. Dictation doesn't work inside of OBS. Dictation does work. Rotate the microscope. Yes, no. I started a poll. Look, we have a poll. Y'all got to vote in the poll. Wow, I'm a real YouTuber now. Look at that. There's a poll. I'm entertained by the poll. Oh, we got 100% yes so far. Is somebody going to be a contrarian and vote no? I know. Somebody's got to vote no so they can see that I can actually vote no, right? Otherwise, this is a rigged election. Have I already rigged the election by making my wishes clear? Can I see how many people have voted in the poll? What does the poll look like? I don't know what the poll looks like. I can't like really see what the poll looks like. I can just like see that. I can see that yes is winning, but I can't see anything else. Two whole votes. Well, there's three people watching, so so the yeses have it. Okay, we're gonna end the poll. Okay, we've done a poll. Look at me, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, I'm gonna get the pallet jack. We'll kind of angle the camera for the pallet jack. Oh, come on, there we go, there we go. Cool. Hello? Am I back? Am I back? It went away. The whole OBS decided it didn't want to stream anymore because I clicked a window, and you can't. If you click another window and OBS is open, that's a bad idea. If you click it in the toolbar at the bottom and OBS is open, that's okay. Clicking another window and not the toolbar to highlight the active other window, that's not good. You shouldn't do that. I mean, it should be fine. Like it's definitely a bug. Oh, I almost made the same mistake again. Okay, we're gonna make both of these like full screen, or not full screen, because Mac has thoughts about what full screen is. They're good thoughts, though. I like how that works. We're going to just click them in the bottom. Please, OBS, don't do that to me again tonight. And I guess it's my fault, but it's not my fault, right? Why do I have +1 exposure compensation? It's really bright. Okay, there's a more reasonable exposure too. Where were we? We are, I don't know, 30-something minutes in, and we haven't done anything yet, so we're doing great. But this is also like kind of the first stream in my studio in the front. Well, I mean, it's not kind of the first. I did another one. It's my first one with this streaming cart, though, so it's some type of first. Let's see real quick if it, oh, hey, look, it actually looks like all of my other stuff recorded. Why is it only 15 minutes long? It should have been longer than 15 minutes. It absolutely should have been longer than 15 minutes. Oh, but wait, there's another one. There's a 13-minute long one. Okay, that's decent enough quality. Ish, not really. So when I was moving the camera around, when I was like behind the microscope, was it jittery or laggy for you at all? Like, did that look good? I mean, I have this connected through a comically long USB cable right now. So connected directly to the camera. This is the wire that's carrying the video signal you're watching me over right now for that camera. Not that one. That one's HDMI and capture card, and maybe it works better. I don't know. It actually doesn't. That's why there's the weird black border. I don't know what's wrong with that. So this is a Type A here to Type C to the camera. This is a powered Type A extension cord that is past what the specification says you should be able to do. So that keeps going for a while. It's still going. It's still going. And then there's another adapter. And so this one's Type C plugged into the Mac Mini. And so this is Type C to Type A extension, and Type A back to Type C. And that's how I have a really long USB cable, so that I can walk you all around behind my microscope with it. So that's fun. Isn't that fun? Don't we love that, chat? I love it. I love my USB cable so much, chat. It's amazing. Okay. Pallet jack. Let's do this. But yeah, I think it's all working. Pallet jack. Narrow pallet jack. Yeah, let's do the narrow one. Let's do the only one that actually fits in a reasonable fashion underneath this microscope. I mean, the wide one kind of fits, but the low profile narrow one I got specifically for moving Zeiss microscopes is actually great for moving Zeiss microscopes, because I got it specifically to move Zeiss microscopes. Because Zeiss microscopes, they don't like normal pallet jacks, and they also like they're even like kind of annoying sometimes. Oh, the Merlin is to move with a narrow full height pallet jack, because it's like still really low. Although you can kind of do it. I mean, it's not that bad, but it could be better. So not pictured, because I'm not using them right now, would be some form of friction pads on my pallet jack. I could make friction pads out of, say, cardboard. If I were going to be going over any kind of a bump, any kind of an unevenness, any kind of a ground where I might expect my pallet jack to potentially stop suddenly, or I just want to like make sure the next step doesn't slide around, I would be using friction pads. Because steel on steel slips. It's actually like, it's surprising how low a friction steel on steel, or in this case, what is this thing actually? It's not stainless, is it? I mean, it's shiny. Whatever polished metal this frame is made out of on top of the orange paint is very slippery. So it can just like, if the pallet jack hits a little tiny thing, it'll just stop. The pallet jack will stop and the microscope will keep going. It'll just like slide off and it's great. And we don't want that. So to not have that happen, you would use friction pads. And those can be fancy rubber things that you bought specifically for this. Not fancy rubber things that you made for this out of a rubber not intended for this, or just cardboard. But we are on very smooth, highly polished floor. We'll be good. We'll be okay. Let's move some lights out of the way. I love my lighting grid so much. You can really see auto exposure having a great time with these lights. Let's try and keep those facing away from it, and then auto exposure might work better. What kind of angle do we want? We'll move this around a little bit. It's not level, is it? Is it level now? There actually is level on screen I could look at. Maybe there's level on screen. I don't know if level on screen is. Let's see if I remember where the buttons are from the back side here. How do I do this? Okay, I guess we're just looking at the back. No, I was touching the right button. It must not do it while it's in UVC mode. That's fine. Oh, that's the wrong way. I love doing this upside down and backwards. Isn't that the best? You know, I'm going to do this looking at the little screen. Well, that's actually worse. We're going to call that good enough. Y'all are happy with that, right? If y'all aren't happy with it, let me know and I will change it. But otherwise, well, I want to tip down a little bit because I know the pallet jack's going to move some. But now I feel like it's not level. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let's get our cable sewn up here. Oh, this here, that's the email I was talking about. It's a decent chunk. Like we can, you know, that's pretty good. That's not bad. But it's not a twist to reset. I'll show you that later, but you have to pull to reset. It should be twist to reset. Just because twist to reset's satisfying. I'm not sure it's better, although I feel like it's better. It's probably better. Twist to reset's probably better. I could do another poll. We could do a poll on twist to reset versus pull to reset. It was not, in fact, fine. I should do text-to-speech in the streams. That'd be fun. So y'all can just like talk to me, and then the computer will read your messages to me. Okay, that should be good. A little bit closer to where we're gonna be. Let's just check down here. Nothing's gonna get caught. Yep, nothing's gonna get caught. I like it. Let's go. Okay, scope is in the air. Beep, 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 beep. Or I could be the European style backup beeper, which is superior to the American style. Psh, 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 They do white noise, you know, instead of the like high frequency beep or the American style backup beepers are a lot more annoying than I'm making them out to be right now. I kind of feel like we're going to end up moving this several times during the stream, so I think we're just going to kind of put it somewhere and then see how we feel about it. And I have it kind of far forwards a little bit right now. Like I think I'm pretty past my marks that I had it at. Yeah, I'm a little bit past it. But that's so that I can get the pallet jack out from behind. You know what? We're just going to move it really far forwards. We're going to very carefully set it down. We don't drop microscopes. We set microscopes. We place microscopes, in fact. I'm going to place this microscope here. I'm not going to drop it here. I'm going to place it here. Nice, gentle place. Good job, Pallet Jack and Merlin. And now I can get the pallet jack out from behind. Because if I had it very much further forwards, I would have really struggled there to get the pallet jack out. I'm looking at it now, though, and I certainly haven't made it easy on myself here. So this is going to be fun. But I think I got it. Oh, look at that. I got it. No problem. Here, I'll move this back for y'all so that you can all watch my pallet jack anymore. Oh, come on. See, look at that. Just able to swing that around here. And I almost didn't touch the USB cable with the pallet jack. So this end might actually be slightly harder to pick it up from because I've kind of got some more stuff in. You know, oh no, my pallet jack tips are sticking out more than enough for this. Yeah, European and some American now. I mean, it's thankfully America doesn't require the terrible backup beeper. They're just not common here. Yeah, I mean, to say that they hiss, it's like it's better than a hiss because like a hiss would just be like kind of one or more of a high frequency, single frequency. It's a white noise, so it's sound across like the entire spectrum. So you kind of naturally have trouble like localizing where a high-pitched sound is coming from. So the white noise, the hissing sound, just filling up the entire audio spectrum with energy, makes it a lot easier for you to tell where it's coming from, and it's a lot less annoying. So it's just better. Like it's safer, it's less obnoxious. It's just better. So we love that. Let's see here. You know, the position where I had it in before, pretty good actually. So I think we're just going to go with the straight 180. I'm trying too hard to get it lined up with my marks, but that's fine. It'll be fine wherever it is. Although I did get it lined up, I just didn't do it in one move. Okay, now we're going to set it down. Nice and gentle. I love driving pallet jacks, they're fun. And pallet jack's going to go ahead and exit stage left. And it's not really a tripping hazard where I parked it, but I'm also the only one here, so it's kind of okay, right? Okay, look at the back of the Merlin. It's facing the other direction now. Let's see here. What should we do now? Let's bring some cameras closer. So I think this is going to be our A cam because this one's got autofocus and then that one doesn't. So I'm going to bring you all over here. We're going to lower you down a little bit. Then we're going to really lower you down. How do we want to do that? Let's drop a segment of the legs. Come on, legs. Hey, look at those legs. They're all short now. And I'll even remember what direction it is to tighten them while I'm upside down and backwards. Okay, so now the legs are shorter, but I don't think that's short enough yet. So we're going to also make the legs wider. And that's good because I don't want to accidentally bump the camera. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but like the lighting is very nice and even. I actually really like this, at least where I'm at. The microscope could be a little bit more even, but it's actually pretty close. Let's bring that one over here. So we got like kind of two on each side. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So, we could just go through and basically do like a visual inspection of this whole thing, or we could go through and make a drawing of it. And I'm a little bit tempted to do the drawing thing. If I was really thinking ahead, I would have like figured out how to like capture my iPad screen on stream. Maybe we figure that out on stream. Maybe we do a little bit more streaming configuration. I feel like having a good diagram of how the AC works is actually like pretty important. So I think drawing it, it's gonna take some more time now. We're gonna learn a lot from that. That's probably gonna be information that's useful later. So I do seem to find myself in the position of convincing myself to get my iPad out and figure out how to get that on stream and how to draw that. I know this is possible with Zoom. Like Zoom, you can just like hook the iPad up and it like directly captures it. And I've done that before. I've never done this with OBS. So, shall we? I could do another poll. I could always do another poll. I do have a long USB cable. I don't know if a USB cable is necessary or not. Oh, we're using ports. Well, one of those is for the hard drive, and we're done with the hard drive. So we're just going to unplug the hard drive. That'll be fine. Okay, hard drive's unplugged. It's not that I was out of ports. I could have like adapted, but I didn't want to. So I just plugged it in. Or I just unplugged it. It'll be fine. Okay. So, I mean, I could just like point a camera at, I could just point a camera at my iPad. That would like work. But I feel like there's a more elegant solution. Right. Oh, this is running iOS 26, and that's not running macOS 26. Older software on my Mac needs to be updated to connect to newer software on my iPad. I can't really do that in stream now, can
I? Okay. Let's do a quick search on this. Come on. Best way to connect a iPad to OBS as a input device. Wait, it's saying that it supports UVC. Does it really support UVC? Can I just add it as a UVC device? That would be wild. That can't be real. Okay, I don't see it. What? No, I don't want that. Okay, heck, is that gonna work? Okay, let's see if that works now. Okay, that works. It sounds like it. So how do we get this to show up? So I'm not using a USB, I'm using USB 2. I can do, there's an NDI app, NDIHX, that might work. And then screen capture via QuickTime. Okay, what am I missing here? So I got the USB 2.0 cable. Is that why I don't see this as a UVC device? What do we think? Not that. Why doesn't this work? What do we think? What do we think, chat? Is it because it's not the right USB cable? I'll try it with a better. Well, it's not necessarily better, just different. I'll try it with a different USB cable. If this works though, this is suboptimal because I don't have like a very long USB, like a nice, like this is the Thunderbolt cable. Okay, I kind of think USB 2.0 would still work too. I don't know why it would not. Okay, let's see if that's changed anything. Oh, it is working with this USB cable. That is interesting. Okay, so it worked with that cable. So let's duplicate this scene. Let's go properties, device, Adam's iPad. Okay, oh, it's not working now. Why did it, well, it is working. Okay, cool. Isn't that kind of fun? So like I can get the camera cart, I guess, like really close, because like that's how long my tether is right now. That's working. So I guess I just need a new USB cable for this. Let me add the source record. Well, if I can spell iPad correctly, that'd be cool. iPad source record. Browse, desktop. Okay, call it iPad. Set my maximum seconds to 9999999, which I'm sure I will try 99999. You won't regret 99999. Everything else looks normal. Yeah, 6 kilobytes per second should be fine. I could use more CPU. I could go around and make everything use more CPU. I got plenty of CPU to spare, so that's cool. Okay, that should have triggered the iPad recording. Hey, it did trigger the iPad recording. We love that. We love that so much. Okay, so now I can, hey, isn't that fun? Look at that, and I can rotate it, and I can do all kinds of things. Whoa, wow, we zoomed in. Well, I didn't really zoom in. This software is quite fun. I like this. It's called Concepts. I like Concepts a whole lot. You can do a lot of fun stuff with it. Look at that, so much orange. So much orange! But we can delete all of that and that. Well, we need to turn partial on. Okay, now the partial's on. That layer's empty. Okay, there we go. Well, there we go. Look at that, blank canvas. I'm gonna unplug it, and I'm gonna see if the longer USB cord will work. Because if the longer USB cord will work, that would be amazing. I would really, really like it. I would really, really like it if the longer USB cord would work. And honestly, if this USB cord doesn't work, I have a medium length USB cord that I'm gonna try. Because I would still be satisfied. I'd still be very, hey, it works fine. We love that. Okay, this is great. I don't know why it didn't work before. That was weird. Cool. Let's just move the cart around. Hi, I'm back. It did the thing. It did the thing again where it stopped. I don't know why it stopped. I also don't know why the iPad has also stopped working. Not now. Hi. Yeah, that was me. I don't know why it crashed again. Probably because I yanked a cable out of a camera, or maybe I clicked something. I don't know. How do we feel about that view? Yeah, that's pretty good. What? Oh, they're connected. Right. Okay, we want to spread them apart like that. Okay, there we go. Shall we? Shall we dive in? No sound. No sound. I think there's sound. Is there no sound? That would be unfortunate if there was no sound. Is there no sound? Is there no sound? I hear sound. I hear sound on my end. I think that's a you problem, Maria. Because I have sound and Meow has sound, so you know. Let me plug this in real quick in case I'm going to use this for some up close stuff, because the battery in that one's dying. Well, I probably should bring the whole brick over because I don't have extra ports. Well, I probably do, but I don't want to rearrange anything. So we're going to bring the whole brick over and plug the phone in that way. Yay, it's all working, kind of. Okay, now I may enter. Okay. It would be really great if I had, say, another device with which I could read chat while I'm down there, because I can't really read the screen while I'm down there very easily. Oh, excuse me. Okay. You all want to see something crazy? I have another device. And I can go to YouTube and I can watch my own stream. What could go wrong? I could also put the stream up on that TV. That would be fun, right? Okay, I can see my own stream and I can read chat. Look at this. This is a serious setup. This is a really serious setup. Oh, I almost had it working all working there. Oh, I keep locking it. That's the mistake. I can't lock it because then it flips to the camera mode. Okay. Look at this. It's a whole thing. I got so many devices running at once. This is great. What could possibly go wrong having a stream this complicated? Why is it not showing up on my... Did I pause it? I only paused it. Okay, we're good. Okay. Let's go as live as possible. Oh, I clicked the button and I lost it. Oh, come on. Okay, am I using... Okay, I'm not using Sidecar for anything right now. So what would actually be really convenient is if I sidecard my Mac Mini to my MacBook. Why are you doing this to me? Because if I sidecar this, I will have much faster update speeds. So that's keyboard and mouse. Hey, it's on the TV now. Don't know if you can, there it is. That's the real way to do it. Okay. Let's do this. So, let's start working our way through Merlin power distribution. I'm going to start with kind of pulling this cord a bit more free here. So we've got this uncoupled right now, just to kind of make access easier. So that's our power input gland right there. So we got the gland nut disconnected right now, but that's fine. It's a pretty nice gland. Do we have a brand on that by chance? Made in Germany. Oh, big surprise there. Made in Germany, and it's a M25 by 1.5. So that's probably the threads. I don't see a brand on it. Let's go to millimeters here. Yeah, millimeters 1:1. I like that. So I don't know what colors we're going to use yet, but whatever. So we got our gland to start with on the left here. And that's, what's the info we found on that? That's a, we want a thinner pin than that. We'll do like a real thin one. So that's our gland, and then what kind of cable is this? This is 10AW GSOW. And we got, what's this, white, black? But we're gonna actually, well, we could do white, black, or we could do blue, black. I'm gonna do blue, black. Well, black doesn't really make sense. I guess we're doing gray for black or something, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're figuring this out on the fly. So what did we say that was? That was 10AW GSOW. Okay, so that's our input there, and then, so that comes back up in here. Oh, sorry for making y'all dizzy there. So if we follow this cable back there, that's our power filter back there. I really should need a faster way to get my camera on and off. Because I'm going to be doing this a lot, aren't I? So gland, 10AWG, SOOW, and then let's see here. Our ground terminates there. So that's our first grounding point, and then that goes, so we go first frame ground, and then from there we go to our power filter. Interesting choice. Curious what the top of that has. So what type of power filter is this? It's all upside down. I love that for me. So that's our power filter. So the power filter's got grounds on both sides. I can't see the top of the filter easily. Maybe I can get y'all around and you'll be able to see what's going on easier than I can. So what I want to know is there a ground connected to the top of the power filter or not? Wow, they really made that hard to get to. Because it's like hidden, so the power filter is like hidden behind that DIN rail, or the top of it is. So I'm gonna have to like really crawl in there to find out what's going on with that. Because I'm struggling to get the camera down that low. Okay, so the diagram for the power filter does show a ground connection top and bottom. However, I do not see a grounding ring terminal on the top of the power filter. So it looks like, so my ground comes in, my ground goes to the bottom of the power filter, and, well, so ground comes in, it goes to the frame, from the frame it goes to the bottom of the power filter, and then that's it, everything else is through the frame. So like that's interesting, because there's a really, really extensive grounding network up front on this microscope, but it doesn't actually have a cable that comes back to my ground lug back here. It appears to be relying on the frame ground for all those grounds up front, which is interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. No. Well, no, there is a cable. Okay, here's the deal. You see this cable. So there's actually, so front and back on this panel. So we got a cable that goes to the back of this ring terminal, or lug, nut, bolt, and we got a cable that comes from the front of it. And I bet that this cable then goes to the front of my frame here. So that makes more sense to me. I would have been very surprised if they didn't have a cable connection that like actually went to ground, you know? Yep, that cable does come up to our main grounds up here. So I like that. I like that a lot. Well, I have some thoughts, like, because it's interesting that we ended up with like 3 different like ground ring terminals in here. I don't. Why? What am I missing? What am I missing here? Oh, it actually isn't even a direct cable connection. No, the ground actually does. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the ground does actually go through the frame. Okay. Let me show you. I'll show you how it's doing this, and then we'll add this to the drawing. They do actually rely on the frame. The main system ground does actually very briefly go through the frame, which is interesting to me. I have some maybe guesses as to why that is. Okay, so let's kind of bring that back out. So ground conductor comes in. Okay, so ground conductor comes in on our SOW. Ground conductor goes to that ring terminal on top there. So why is that so interesting to me? So it goes to that ring terminal, and you see there's one other ground conductor on that ring terminal on top there. And that other ground conductor on that ring terminal goes to our power filter. So that's it. That's everything that connects to that ring terminal, okay? There's nothing else that connects to that ring terminal except the frame. Then there's this stud on the frame down here, right? You got that stud there. That stud connects to that cable, and that then comes down to around here. And that is on this bolt here. So that bolt connects to the other stud. So at first I didn't notice that then on the other side of that bolt there's this ground right here. So this ground right here, that one goes to, okay, I'll go around the front here. I need a light to bring over here. There we go. So that ground goes to this grounding bus bar up here. So that copper bar, that's our main system ground. In fact, that one at the far end there, this one, that is what, you can kind of see it on the, we'll go a little bit lower. So that is what goes to that ring terminal on the outside there. So that's interesting. I feel like they must have been thinking, oh, we're gonna like sync the, we're gonna connect the our like main ground to the frame right by where we bond to the AC input, but then we're gonna have our power filter kind of like bond a little bit separately. Maybe they're trying to kind of keep. Maybe they're trying to keep the power filter ground like off the main ground bus bar in some way. So that's interesting. That's interesting. We can draw that out though. Okay, so let's draw a power filter because I don't have a power filter drawn yet. Using gray for the black conductor is a little bit confusing. But we can edit that later. I'm not going to do the whole power filter symbol. I haven't really decided on my colors yet. That R sucks. That E sucks too. That's better. Okay, so we got a ground on that side of our power filter. And then we got our in and our outside. So that's our power filter. Okay, so that's how our AC is wired up to that. And then we got some funky stuff going on with ground. So let's draw what's going on with ground now. So ground comes down to a frame ground. How do I want to draw that? Oh no. Are we still streaming? Did we lose the stream? Okay, we do not appear to have lost the stream. That's good. So we got our frame grounds in our AC distribution box, and then those come to our input panel. Actually, this is input and output. So that's got this one ground lug that kind of comes through it. Oh, you know what? This is actually, I can do this. This is kind of cool. We can rotate that 90 because that actually goes like that. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that just make sense? That's an interesting symbol. Like, sure. So then there's another ground conductor. Different color. That's supposed to be green. It does that. And then, and this is great, this is amazing. It comes off of that. And that goes okay. Does that seem, that seems, so that's what's going on with our grounds. And all of this is so this is all our AC distribution box. Okay, I think we got a pretty good start here on what on earth is going on to the system. So interesting find with the two ground lugs there. I don't know what the deal with that is. Why did I draw this way? I drew this wrong. This is wrong right here. That doesn't do that. It actually does this. Good catch, good catch. See, this is why you all gotta be watching me closely, otherwise I'm gonna make mistakes like that. So that's what it's actually doing. So our ground path is through this part of our frame. Okay, so then let's shorten some things up here. Let's move that a little bit. Yeah, okay, so now, okay, so that's our input. I think that all looks correct now. So where on earth does this go after this? So now we've got to figure out what happens after our power filter. If I had to guess, just gonna take a guess here. Our power filter is going to power filter. So power filter's down here. I'd be shocked if the power filter went anywhere else but the main disconnect up here. I would be very, very surprised if the power filter went anywhere else but the main disconnect. Why wouldn't you put the filter after the main disconnect? I don't. Like, power filters fail. Like, they fail. They smoke. They have issues. So why wouldn't you put the filter after the disconnect? Like, and this isn't even the emo disconnect, actually. This is just the circuit breaker. This is the emo disconnect. Man, I'm questioning the order of operations here. So, like, yeah, I don't, interesting. I'm sure there's a reason. It's possible the reason's physical. There's like, oh, it's down there, and this is up here. I don't want the wires going back and forth. That could be it, but there could also be noise reasons. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Okay, let's, I gotta really get in here just so I can take a look at this. Because it's kind of tight behind the, all this DIN rail here. There's a circuit board back there. What does that do? Oh man, can you even see it from the front anywhere? Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what that circuit board back there does, but it's in there, so we'll have to figure that out soon. But I don't think anything we're looking at like goes to it right now, so we're doing fine. Doing absolutely fine. Except for the fact that I'm getting tangled. Come on, come on, come on. There we go, I'm untangled. Okay. Well, the cable we're looking at right now that comes from the output of our power filter, it it goes in front of this circuit board. The question is, does it connect to the circuit board? And I don't have an answer for you on that yet. Man, I might pop all of these breakers. I might pop the DIN rail that all these breakers are on off so we can get a better look at this. Because that's like it. So the neutral conductor, that absolutely, the neutral conductor absolutely goes to the circuit breaker. That is interesting. That's very interesting. We're gonna close this up temporarily. We're gonna close that temporarily, and we're gonna pop this DIN rail off. So I'm gonna get a driver for that. Okay. Isn't this fun? I'm having fun. This is great. Why does the wire go over the circuit board like this? I don't get this. I'm gonna lower y'all down some more. So we can see the power filter down there. And then it's covered by this DIN rail that has these breakers and contactors on it. So we're going to pop that out. Is that nut captive? Is it just threaded? It feels threaded, so I don't think it's going to lose that. That's good. Oh, please reach. Please, please, please reach. We'll be so happy if you reach. Yes. Should have done that earlier. It does go to the circuit board. There's current monitoring. This microscope is equipped with a current monitor. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Wow. Good job, Zeiss. Zeiss for the win. AC current monitor on the main power input. After the power filter, before, whoa, interesting, before the circuit breaker. Interesting, interesting. Let's get a good shot of that, because that's cool. They did a good job there. I love that. AC current monitoring. Look at that. There's a little tiny current transformer. So this microscope just measures how much power it's using constantly. That's great. Okay, so ignore that black wire. That's the email box. It's, we're looking at, so that's our black conductor there. So that's we're gonna call that, I mean, it's split phase, so it's like 220. So it comes out there. And that is a current transformer right there. So the neutral doesn't go through that. That's why I was like, I could see the neutral went straight up to the, I could see the neutral went straight up to the breaker, but that hot, that black wire there, that goes through that current transformer right there. That's great. Okay, let's go handheld the camera. So that's the top of, so that right there is the top of our isolation or our power filter, right? That's the power filter. So we go into the bottom of the power filter, and then out the top of the power filter, we got the white and the black cable. And we can see that black one goes through that current transformer right there. Isn't that great? So then from that current transformer, that black cable comes along up the right side and to our main circuit breaker. Yeah, check that out. Okay, cool. Let's take a closer look at that circuit board. Let's see if we can glean anything from it. This is not quite the right lens to be doing this, but oh, look at that! It's got that cutout, or no, that's just the ground planes that are cut out. So if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess that that is an isolated power supply, like an isolation transformer, to get DC power over to the right side of the circuit board, and then that is probably in some type of analog optical isolator. So we probably got galvanic isolation for the power supply through this isolation transformer of some sort. That might be a micro there. I can't read the part number on it quite yet. And then that's probably our analog isolation. And then that is the current sense transformer right there. Well, ain't that cool? I like that a lot. That's cute. I'm going to grab a macro lens and we're going to get a lot more up close and personal with those chips on there so we can tell exactly what each of those is doing. And we're going to see how the camera likes having its lens changed while it's acting as the UVC device. I don't know. It might not like that. It may or may not like that. We're going to find out. Say hi to my ceiling. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's letting me do it. Okay, so that lens is loose. Hey, there's a lens change. Cool. Wasn't that upset about that. So this is a 35mm macro. I'm a pretty big fan of this lens because I can do stuff like this. I can get like all the way up inside of this thing with it. It's amazing. Okay, I might need some more light. Okay, if somebody could put in the chat what this chip is. This is a ADM 2483, and that's what I'm guessing is our analog isolation. And then I'm not seeing. Well, there is a part number on there, but I can't get to it easily. Let's try it for this side if I pull that out. Hey, look at that. God, this camera's amazing. Okay, that is a Morn Sun. Oh, it's data. It's not analog. Okay, interesting. So what is this? This is an A0505S-1W. That's an A0505S-1W. Interesting. Okay, let's drop our exposure back down to something sane. Differential bus transceiver, galvanically isolated, bidirectional data, multi-point bus. Okay, so it's got input, output. It looks like some differential stuff going to it. Is that a crystal oscillator down there? Or some type of oscillator? That feels like an oscillator. I bet that's a JTAG port right there. I bet that's a JTAG programming port. Okay, I can't quite make out this chip. Griffin, Maria, somebody else in the chat, do you want to screenshot this chip? I'll hold it in focus here for a sec. That's as close as I can get with this lens. I can get a more zoomed in lens if we can't read that chip, but now I'm curious what that is. So, okay, it looks like, okay, so we can see, let me pop the screen out so it's a little bit more ergonomical for me. So that looks like the connections. That's interesting. This looks like transistors of some sort. Oh, is this? Okay, so interesting question for y'all. Is this current monitoring or is this mains synchronization? So when you're scanning in an SEM, you want to be synchronizing your scan with the incoming 60 hertz. So that 60 hertz synchronization, that maybe that's what this is for, but then they're doing like 60 hertz digitally. I mean, like, I guess it is going to be a digital pulse because it's a digital scan generator. So like they could like, so okay, so we don't know for sure if this is actually doing current monitoring or if it's doing main synchronization. It could be doing both. That'd be very clever if it was doing both, but I don't know right now. I want to know what chip that is. So we're gonna do another lens change. I'm gonna grab the 100mm macro and we're gonna find out what this is. Hi. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the 100mm macro out. I don't use this thing. I don't use the 100mm macro as much as I want to be yet, but boy, is it cool. $100mm macro. Okay, we're a little bit more zoomed in now. So there's the board, right? Okay, how are y'all feeling about that now? Think we can read that? can get more light out too. Is that an Atmel? It's an Atmel Mega, isn't it? Is that an Atmel Mega 8L? That is, isn't it? Okay, so that looks like a 8 megahertz clock if I had to guess. And there's our JTAG. Oh, there's whatever those are. So this is how you work on microscopes when you don't have schematics. You just look at the components and you look at the circuit boards. And then you're like, what's going on? And then if you really need to figure out what's going on, you draw a schematic. And then you have a schematic. I would be interested in a part number. Oh, okay, ISP, okay. Interesting. So you think that that is an ISP header? Okay. So we don't have, pictures of the other side of this board yet, but if we do need to figure out what's really figure out what's going on this board, we can pull the board out and get pictures of the other side. Okay, so now the question is, I gotta go turn that other camera back on. What's the current transformer? Who makes the current transformer? Is that a VAT? What is that? Okay, we might not quite be able to read that from this angle. Let's try yeah, so Atmel makes the Atmega chips, and so Atmega is kind of what they're known as. Okay, I can't get the clearest results on that current transformer. But yeah, so that is either the main synchronization board or the current monitoring, or maybe both. So as we kind of looked at earlier, we did notice that this microscope did a especially good job of the AC is only in the DC supply, if that makes sense. I haven't found other places besides that the AC really goes. Like roughing pump, maybe the here's, but when it's running, it seems like this thing is pretty dang DC, which is really good from a like an AC isolation perspective. My first impressions of Merlin were that this thing was very well designed from a like ground loop and AC noise perspective. especially compared to other platforms like Sigma. And this seems to just be more evidence to that. Let's see where, oh, do we want to follow this board right now, or do we want to wait till later? Man, there's more stuff in there. Oh man, look at this. There's so much more stuff in here. So there's that little board, and we go back here. There's more circuit boards. What are those? Are those relays? Those are relays. Okay, so there's another power distribution board right there. So there's a whole nother side of this thing back in here. Those are more outlets. There's a IDC ribbon cable back there. So there's a lot more stuff going on back inside of here. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna keep following our AC input to start with. So let's go over what we've done. So we got our input power cable. The brown and white of that go to the bottom of the isolation transformer. The ground goes up to that ground lug there. That ground lug there goes to the bottom of the isolation transformer. Power filter, sorry. Power filter, the black wire from the power filter goes through that board, through that current transformer. These wires snake up the back here. Snaking up the back, they go into our main breaker and disconnect. And then from the main breaker and disconnect, they come out on the side there, they loop up. There's a ferrite bead there. Interesting placement of that ferrite. And then that comes down into our emo box. And then where it goes from the emo box, let's explore. You're going to be heading out? Well, I think this stream is getting close to wrapping up because my camera battery is almost dead, and I don't think I have another one charged right now. So this camera's kind of been the star of the show. So okay, so let's see where this goes. We got our AC in, comes to that gland, that wire. So that goes into the top of this contactor. And it comes through that gland, it also goes to the top of this contactor, but it also tees off there. Right, so it tees off. And then it goes to these two breakers right here. So it comes down in and then kind of back out and then down again. And then that goes somewhere. Okay, so we've got a little bit more to draw here. So let's get that stuff drawn. I doubt that this camera battery is gonna last past getting this stuff drawn. So this is probably, so after we get just a bit more drawn that we've already gone through, we'll probably wrap our stream up there. So what do y'all think of this format? A little bit different. Oh, did I finally bump the cable? I finally bumped the cable. Oh, I had it for a second and then I unplugged it. Okay, it's got it back, we're good. Cool, so that's our main breaker. Okay, let's get that, let me flip my other camera back on here. This is fun. I like that. I like this. We're getting a lot of information out of this thing. We got chips. We got current transformers. We got wiring. Okay, so let's grab a block here. We'll reuse this block. So that's an NZM N1, say NZM N1 25 amp. Does it have pin numbers that I can read easily? Not really. Oh, this is actually a 3-phase device, interestingly enough. We're just not using all 3 phases. And it's an instant trip, apparently. There's a bunch more text on the top side of it up here, but I can't read any of that. Almost had it. Pretty good. We'll clean that up a little bit. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. So that's our circuit breaker. And then, let's see here. So then that goes into our email box. Emo/AC unit is what this is known as. And then they come into the email box. So we'll draw that in like so. So that's, so then what's going on inside the email box? I don't know yet. I really want to draw this. So we got 2 contactors. Yeah, I think that's going to be, I think we're going to pick up inside of our email box tomorrow is my plan. So that box down here, come on camera, you can move, you know you can do it. Just gotta get the tension right. There we go. So this box here is gonna be where we pick up tomorrow. Figuring out what on earth is going on with that, because that's got a whole lot of stuff in it. I think we're gonna do kind of a draft of that off to the side first, because that's gonna be kind of messy before we figure out what's really going on there. And then we'll draw that out. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool. This thing's got a lot of cool stuff going for it. A couple of things I don't necessarily completely understand yet, but I'm getting there. But it's looking pretty good so far. So we're kind of just adjust all this so it kind of rests nicely. Man, it's hard shooting with a 100mm lens like this. I gotta get the camera so far back. So we're just gonna kind of adjust all this so it just sits nicely. Nothing's too strained. There we go. And we're gonna be doing a pretty detailed connector inspection on this instrument as well. But right now we're just kind of figuring out like the lay of the land, if you will. So that's what we got for our drawing tonight so far. Oh, silly me. I didn't add the current sense transformer. Okay, that's gonna be tomorrow too. Well, I don't think I'll miss that note. So yeah. That's where we're going to wrap this up for the evening. That was fun. I like that. Ta-da, you can hear me again. Cool. We'll set that down there. We'll bring that up here. Well, I'm pretty happy how the streaming setup worked out, considering we did a lot of modifications and testing to it midstream. That was cool. Is this still... Is that still recording, out of curiosity? Yeah, it looks like that's still recording too. Wow, I think we did it. So, that was great. Love the lighting setup. Love being able to really tear into these things. Like making this drawing. Yeah, we'll be picking this up tomorrow. We'll be starting a bit earlier in the day now that I got all of my hardware and stuff set up and my studio all cleaned up. But yeah, that's kind of the first run of the studio in this configuration. I really like that. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I really appreciated having you all along. Can't wait to do this more. I think with that, I am going to sign out and see you all tomorrow. This was amazing. Thank you so much for joining. So we're gonna click that. And with that, I will bid you all good night.